Brian Schottenheimer is the latest to receive criticism from Colin Cowherd for wearing his hat backwards at a press conference. Cowherd, the host of Fox Sports' One's the Herd with Colin Cowherd, has long taken offense to those in leadership positions across sports not donning their caps in the forward position. So, when Schottenheimer, amid his first season as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, showed up to a training camp press conference with his visor flipped around, Cowherd naturally took aim. "You know I don't like backwards hats," Cowherd said on Monday's show. "What's worse is a backwards visor. That's a 2-win team. I'm taking away 4 wins. That's awful. That is so bad. I would just say, and I know everybody gets mad at this," Cowherd continued. "I only really care, like for instance Bank of America is behind him. It's a big sponsor. And so I do think if you're the head coach or the quarterback of an organization and you do press conferences, you're not only representing yourself, you are representing the Dallas Cowboys and you're representing Bank of America. I think you've got to do better as a head coach than a visor backwards. That's my take." You can now officially add Schotty to the running list of Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Matthew Stafford, J.J. Redick, and more, all of whom have earned Cowherd's ire by daring to spin their caps 180 degrees. I think the Cowboys have bigger fish to fry, like finding common ground or a landing spot with the NFL's top defensive player in Micah Parsons, who requested a trade last week amid an ongoing contract dispute. Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Motzi Smith left practice early on Monday because of an apparent lower body injury. Smith, a 2023 first-round draft pick who has struggled to live up to expectations in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, appeared to be favoring his right leg as he walked down the sideline midway through the workout. He was examined in the trainer's tent for several minutes before leaving the field under his own power. Smith is playing for his 3rd different defensive coordinator in as many seasons as the former Michigan standout attempts to fully establish himself as a professional. He has played in 34 games with 20 starts, but the 6'3", 315-pounder has been able to become the stout run stopper in the middle Dallas thought it was getting with the 26th overall selection. Smith came into training camp as a starter, but he has recently been ceding reps working with the first unit to rookie 7th-round draft pick Jay Toya. The Dallas Cowboys just cannot stay out of the news lately. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has consistently been in the headlines lately related to a contract dispute between Dallas and Micah Parsons. Now Jones is in hot water with a sports management company over a previous contract negotiation. Rock Nation Sports fired back at Jones with a statement over recent claims he made about Jay-Z in a recent interview. In 2015, at the 21 Club, on a napkin, Jerry Jones, Juan Perez, Sean Jay-Z Carter, and Stephen Jones negotiated a 5-year, $70 million deal, which included a $45 million guarantee and a $20 million signing bonus for Dez Bryant, Rock Nation Sports posted in a statement on social media on Sunday. At the time, it was the 2nd-largest contract for a wide receiver in NFL history. Rock Nation made it abundantly clear that Jones' comments about Rock Nation are not true. The claim that Mr. Carter or Rock Nation representatives did not return a call from Jerry Jones is not only a false statement, but it's also a comical one, the statement concluded. Cowboys Jerry Jones referenced Jay-Z, Rock Nation in connection to Micah Parsons' contract talks. Jerry Jones referenced Dez Bryant's contract negotiations when explaining why he prefers to discuss contracts directly with his players. Jones was justifying his approach to contract negotiations directly with Micah Parsons. "Because when we have a problem with a player, the agent is nowhere to be found. Jay-Z said that Dez would make all meetings. Jay-Z and I negotiated the contract, spent hours," Jones said per Nick Harris of the Dallas Star-Telegram. He said, "Anybody in my organization is on time." He said, "My office used to be on the street corner, and I've always been early. So they will be on time." And what did I say? I said, "I'm going to call you when I have a problem." He quit taking my call. Perhaps Jones should reconsider his negotiation tactics in future contract negotiations. The contract talks with Parsons seem to have boiled over because Parsons feels the situation has become personal. This could have been Parsons' response either way. But it is easy to see how Parsons could view the negotiations that way because he's personally involved in them. And they have gone nowhere. If the Cowboys do not extend Parsons before the start of the regular season, this will become a disaster for Dallas. Micah Parsons officially requested a trade, and every single team in the league should have some interest in acquiring the superstar. A four-time Pro Bowler and two-time first-team All-Pro, Parsons is one of the best players at one of the game's premier positions and, now entering his age 26 season, should have several years of elite play left in his tank. Players like this usually earn record-setting contracts, and Jerry Jones does not seem willing to hand out that kind of money. With this in mind, Bleacher Report's Alex K. proposed a trade where the Cowboys will trade Micah Parsons to the Los Angeles Chargers in exchange for 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, a fifth-round pick, and running back Najee Harris. Parsons, meanwhile, would help LA's already impressive defense be even better, potentially for longer, K writes. While the Chargers still have a high-profile pass rusher in Khalil Mack, he's 34 and set to play on a one-year deal. With $32 million in cap space, the Chargers could afford to make Parsons their long-term defensive star. Micah Parsons may have requested a trade, but as of this posting, the Cowboys do not seem interested in granting his wish. This is par for the course with Jerry Jones, as the owner has a long, detailed history of drawing out these types of negotiations. He did it with quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, and history could be repeating itself with Parsons. However, for the sake of argument, let's assume the Cowboys eventually decide to trade Micah Parsons. If this happens, they should be happy with this type of return. The Khalil Mack trade is the closest comparison to Parsons, and the Raiders parted ways with him and a 2020 second-round pick for 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a sixth-round pick. This is roughly an equivalent value to what Kay offers in his article, so it's easy to see Dallas pulling the trigger on this Micah Parsons trade. However, it would probably need to happen before the start of the regular season, as Najee Harris is a part of the deal. While he's just a throw-in, the running back is currently playing on a one-year deal, and his value depreciates by the week. Would the Chargers do this? Micah Parsons is a phenomenal player, but would the Chargers give up this much in a trade for one player? While we'll never know for sure, the Chargers are the type of team that could make this risk. Head coach Jim Harbaugh brought this team to the playoffs last year. Quarterback Justin Herbert is one of the game's top talents, and the roster is loaded with talent. This team may be one piece away from a Super Bowl, and Parsons could take them to the next level. The Chargers have a strong team, but they need an influx of talent to overtake the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West. A Micah Parsons trade could be the missing piece this team needs as they finally look to go on a deep playoff run for the first time since the Phillip Rivers days.